Assalamu alaikum. There's something in your heart right now, and you don't understand it. Pause for a second. Think about it. That feeling, the one you can't explain. Why is it still there? You tried to ignore it. You distracted yourself. You told yourself it's nothing. But somehow, it keeps coming back. Not loud, not overwhelming. Just quiet, constant. And that's what makes it different. Because normal feelings fade. This one doesn't. So now you're stuck between two thoughts. Is this real, or am I just overthinking? And the more you try to figure it out, the more confusing it becomes. But what if I told you something? What if this feeling is not coming from you? What if Allah placed it in your heart for a reason you cannot see yet? Not every feeling is yours. Some are placed in your heart by Allah. Have you ever paused and really thought about it? Why this feeling came into your heart without warning? No clear start, no clear reason, no moment you can point to and say, it began here. It just appeared, quietly, softly. And now, it stays. Even when you try to ignore it. Even when you try to distract yourself. Even when you tell yourself, this is nothing. Still, it returns. And that's what makes it different. Because most feelings come and go. But this one lingers. This is where many people misunderstand their own heart. They think every feeling they have belongs to them. That it came from their thoughts, their desires, their imagination. But the truth is deeper than that. Not every feeling is created by you. Some feelings are placed inside you, gently, quietly, with purpose, by Allah, not to confuse you, not to make your life harder, but to move you, to shift you, to guide you, without words. Because Allah does not always guide you through things you can see. He doesn't always send clear signs or direct answers or loud moments of clarity. Sometimes, His guidance is softer, more subtle. He places something in your heart that you cannot explain, but you cannot ignore either. And that feeling starts changing you from the inside. It makes you think differently. It makes you reflect more. It makes you question things you never questioned before. And slowly, without you realizing it, you begin to move. This is how guidance can feel. Not loud, not forced, but quiet and consistent. Now here is something important to understand. There is a difference between feelings that come from your nafs and feelings that are placed by Allah. Feelings from the nafs are restless. They are loud. They rush you. They push you to act quickly. They make you overthink. They bring anxiety, confusion, pressure. They feel heavy, but feelings placed by Allah feel different. They're calm. They don't shout. They don't rush. They don't force you into chaos. Even if you don't understand them, there is still a strange peace inside them. A quiet steadiness, as if your heart is being pulled, but not in a way that breaks you, in a way that guides you. So instead of immediately questioning the feeling or trying to fight it, pause for a moment, sit with it, reflect, and ask yourself something deeper. What if this didn't come from you? What if this feeling was placed inside your heart for a reason? What if it's not here to confuse you, but to lead you somewhere you haven't reached yet? Because sometimes, before Allah changes your situation, He places something inside your heart that slowly begins to change you first. And that feeling might be the very beginning of a path you were always meant to walk. What Allah has written for you begins long before you understand it. You want clarity. You want things to make sense. You want to know why you feel this and where it's going. But Allah's plan does not begin when you understand it. It begins long before that. Long before the moment you notice the feeling. Long before the first thought crossed your mind. Long before anything became real in your life. Allah is already writing, already arranging, already connecting things behind the scenes that you cannot see yet. And this is something the heart struggles to accept, because we are used to understanding first and then believing. But with Allah, it's the opposite. He asks you to trust first, and understanding comes later. That's why sometimes you feel something before anything actually happens, before any clear connection, before any real interaction, before any visible reason. And it confuses you because your mind keeps asking, how can I feel this when nothing has even started? But what you don't realize is your story has already started, just not in a way you can see. Allah is preparing moments that are still on their way to you. He is aligning timing. He is shaping circumstances. He is even preparing the other person in ways you will never fully know. Because what is written for you is not built in a single moment. It is built slowly, carefully, perfectly. Every step, every delay, every feeling has a place in that writing. And if everything was clear from the beginning, you wouldn't grow. You wouldn't learn patience. You wouldn't develop trust. You wouldn't understand the beauty of tawakkul. So Allah allows you to feel first and understand later. He gives you a glimpse before He gives you the full picture. And that feeling you have right now is not random. It's a signal, a quiet beginning of something that has already been written for you long before you became aware of it. So don't rush to understand everything. Don't pressure yourself to figure it all out. Because the truth is, you were standing in the middle of a story that Allah started writing long before this moment. And one day, when everything unfolds, when the connections make sense, when the timing becomes clear, you will look back and realize something powerful. That nothing began when you thought it did. It was always happening, silently, perfectly, under the control of Allah. And what you felt at the beginning was just the first whisper of a plan that was already in motion. Your heart recognizes what your eyes haven't even seen yet. There are moments in life when something inside you feels real, even though nothing outside you has fully happened yet. No clear conversations, no deep connection, no visible reason to feel the way you feel. And still, your heart reacts, quietly, softly, but deeply. And it confuses you, because your mind keeps asking, how can I feel something when I haven't even seen enough to justify it? How can my heart move when reality hasn't fully arrived? This is where most people doubt themselves. They think something is wrong. They think they are imagining things. But what if nothing is wrong? What if your heart is simply doing what Allah created it to do? Because your heart was never designed to wait for proof. It was designed to recognize, to sense, to feel, even before your eyes fully understand what is in front of you. Your eyes see the present, but your heart sometimes feels what is coming. And this is something very few people truly understand. The heart has a kind of awareness that doesn't depend on logic. It doesn't need everything to be clear. It doesn't need every detail to make sense. Sometimes, it just knows. Not in a loud way, not in a dramatic way, but in a quiet certainty that sits gently inside you. That's why you feel something, even when you try to convince yourself you shouldn't. That's why no matter how much you ignore it, it doesn't fully disappear. Because this is not imagination. This is recognition. Your heart is responding to something your eyes have not fully seen yet. And Allah created it this way for a reason. Because if you only relied on what you could see, you would miss so much. You would only believe in what is obvious and ignore what is still unfolding. So sometimes, Allah allows your heart to feel first, so that when reality catches up, you are already prepared to understand it. But there is also a balance here. Not every feeling is truth, and not every emotion is guidance. This is why you don't blindly follow your heart. You align your heart with Allah. Because when your heart is connected to Allah, its feelings become clearer, purer, more grounded. It doesn't rush into confusion. It doesn't pull you into something wrong. It stays within what is right, what is halal, what is guided. So if your heart is feeling something, don't panic. Don't assume it's weakness. And don't rush to act on it either. Just observe it. Sit with it. Understand it slowly. Because sometimes your heart is not reacting to what is in front of you. It is responding to something that is still on its way. And one day, when what you feel becomes real, when what was unclear becomes clear, you will look back at this moment and finally understand that your heart recognized it long before your eyes ever could. This pull is not about them. It's about where Allah is leading you. At first, you think this feeling is about a person. Your mind keeps going back to them, their name, their presence, the way they came into your thoughts without warning. You start believing that this pull must be about them, that somehow everything you feel is connected to who they are. But if you slow down and look deeper, something more important begins to appear. Look at yourself. Look at what has changed inside you since this feeling began. You are thinking differently now. You are reflecting more. You are questioning your life, your direction, your intentions. You are becoming more aware of your emotions, more aware of your choices, more aware of your relationship with Allah. This is the part most people miss. They focus on the person and ignore the transformation. Because sometimes the person is not the destination. They are the trigger. Allah uses certain people as a means, not an end. They enter your thoughts, not to become your entire focus, but to awaken something inside you that was sleeping. They make you feel, so you can start understanding yourself. They make you reflect, so you can start correcting your direction. They make you pause, so you can start reconnecting with Allah. And slowly, without realizing it, your life begins to shift. You begin to care about things you ignored before. You begin to notice your habits, your intentions, your priorities. You begin to feel a pull, not just toward a person, but toward becoming someone better. This is not coincidence. This is guidance. Because Allah does not always guide you through direct instructions. Sometimes, He guides you through experiences, through emotions, through people who appear at the right moment, carrying a purpose you don't fully understand yet. So this pull you feel is not just about them. It is about where Allah is taking you. It is about the path He is opening, the version of yourself He is shaping, the direction He is gently turning you toward. And when you understand this, something changes inside you. You stop chasing the person. You stop obsessing over outcomes. You stop trying to force something to happen. Instead, you begin to focus on the lesson. You begin to ask yourself, what is Allah showing me through this? What is changing inside me? Where is this leading me? Because when you focus only on the person, you lose clarity. But when you focus on the purpose, you gain direction. And the truth is, if this person is truly part of your written story, you will not need to force it. Allah will bring it to you in a way that is clear, halal, and peaceful. But if they are only part of your growth, then their purpose is not to stay, but to shape you. Either way, you are not losing. You are being guided. So do not reduce this feeling to just attraction. Do not make it small. Do not turn it into something desperate or confusing. This is bigger than that. This is Allah moving your life through something your heart can feel, even if your mind does not fully understand it yet. And when you trust that, when you stop holding tightly to the person and start trusting the direction, you will feel something different. Not anxiety, not fear, but a quiet sense of peace. Because you will finally realize this was never just about them. It was always about where Allah is leading you. When Allah aligns two hearts, it brings peace, not confusion. There is something very important you need to understand. Not every connection that feels strong is right. And not every feeling that feels intense is from Allah. Because the world has taught us to believe that love must be overwhelming, emotional, unpredictable, even painful. That if it doesn't disturb you, it's not real. That if it doesn't make you overthink, it's not deep. But what comes from Allah does not follow this pattern. When Allah aligns two hearts, He does not create chaos between them. He does not fill the connection with confusion, doubt, and emotional instability. He brings something else. He brings peace, a quiet, steady, unexplainable peace. And this is where you need to be very honest with yourself. Look at what you are feeling. Is it making you anxious all the time? Is it making you question your worth? Is it pulling you into constant overthinking, fear, and emotional ups and downs? Or is it doing the opposite? Is it calming your heart, even when things are unclear? Is it making you feel grounded instead of lost? Is it bringing you closer to Allah instead of distracting you from Him? Because what is from Allah carries sakina. And sakina is not loud. It does not scream for attention. It does not create emotional storms inside you. It settles you. Even in uncertainty, it gives you a strange sense of stability. You may not have answers. You may not know what will happen next. But your heart is not restless. It is still. This is the difference. Worldly connections often pull you into intensity. They make you feel high one moment and broken the next. They depend on constant reassurance, constant attention, constant emotional noise. But when Allah aligns something for you, it does not feel forced. You don't feel like you have to chase it. You don't feel like you have to prove yourself again and again. You don't feel like you are losing your dignity just to hold on to it. Instead, there is a natural ease, a softness, a quiet understanding that doesn't need to be explained every second. And even if things are not fully clear yet, there is no panic inside you. Because deep down, Your heart feels safe, and this is something very rare. So if what you feel is bringing you closer to peace, if it is not pulling you away from your values, if it is not making you lose yourself, then you are not dealing with something ordinary. You are experiencing something that carries the mark of Allah's alignment. But at the same time, you must stay aware. Because sometimes people confuse attachment with alignment. They think intensity is depth. They think confusion is a sign. They think emotional chaos means something is special. But the truth is, what is truly meant for you will not destroy your peace. It will protect it. So don't chase what makes your heart restless. Don't hold on to what fills you with anxiety. And don't call confusion love. Because when Allah brings something into your life, it may test you. It may require patience, but it will never take away your inner peace completely. It will not leave you in constant emotional noise. It will not break your sense of stability. Instead, it will anchor you. It will calm you. It will make your heart feel like it has found a place to rest, even before anything fully begins. And when you experience that kind of peace, you will not need anyone to explain it to you. You will feel it, quietly, deeply, and you will know this is not something the world created. This is something Allah aligned. You're not just being pulled. You're being quietly prepared for what's coming. Most people misunderstand this moment. They feel something and immediately think it means something is about to happen now. They think the feeling is a signal that everything should move quickly, that the connection should appear clearly, that the story should begin immediately. But Allah does not work in rush. He works in preparation. And what you are experiencing right now is not just a pull towards something. It is a preparation for something. Because before Allah gives you anything meaningful, He prepares you for it. He does not place something important in your life while you are still the same person you were before. He changes you first, slowly, quietly, in ways you don't even fully notice. Look at yourself carefully. Since this feeling entered your heart, you are not the same. You think deeper now. You reflect more. You question your actions, your intentions, your direction. You are becoming more aware of your emotions, more aware of what you want, and even more aware of what you need to fix inside yourself. This is not random. This is part of the process. Because what is written for you requires a version of you that is ready to receive it. And readiness is not created in one moment. It is built, piece by piece, through thoughts, through emotions, through quiet internal changes that shape who you are becoming. Sometimes Allah places a feeling in your heart, not to give you something immediately, but to begin transforming you. To soften parts of you that were hard, to remove habits that were holding you back, to make you emotionally stronger, more patient, more aware. Because what is coming cannot be given to the old version of you. It requires growth. It requires maturity. It requires a heart that is prepared, not just a heart that desires. And this preparation is not loud. It does not come with announcements. It happens in silence, in moments when you sit alone, thinking, in moments when you start seeing things differently, in moments when you begin to outgrow certain patterns, certain behaviors, certain ways of thinking. You don't always realize it while it's happening, but slowly, you are changing. And that change is the real process. So this feeling you have is not just pulling you towards someone. It is pulling you into becoming someone. someone who is ready, someone who understands, someone who can handle what is written without breaking it or losing themselves in it. And this is why patience is so important. Because if something is given before you are ready, it can be lost, not because it wasn't meant for you, but because you were not prepared to hold it. So Allah prepares you first. He builds your heart before He gives you what your heart desires. He strengthens you before He places something meaningful in your life. And sometimes, that preparation feels confusing because you don't see the full picture. You only feel the beginning. But trust this, nothing you are feeling right now is wasted. So every thought, every reflection, every quiet change inside you is part of a process that is shaping you for what is coming. So instead of asking, when will this happen? Ask yourself something deeper. What is Allah changing inside me right now? Because the answer to that question is the real meaning of this moment. You are not just being pulled toward something. You are being prepared for it. And when the time comes, you will not just receive what is written for you. You will be ready to keep it, protect it, and value it in the right way. And that is why this stage, this quiet preparation, is one of the most important parts of the entire journey. What you feel right now is already written in divine timing. There is something inside you that keeps asking, why now? Why did this feeling come at this exact moment in my life? Why do I feel this so strongly when nothing is fully clear yet? Why does it feel like something is about to happen, but hasn't happened? These questions are natural because as humans, we want things to move according to how we feel. When we feel something deeply, we want it to become real quickly. When our heart is ready, we expect life to match that readiness immediately. But Allah's timing is not controlled by your emotions. It is controlled by His wisdom. And His wisdom sees what you cannot see. What you are feeling right now is not late. It is not early. It is exactly where it is supposed to be, because everything in your life is happening within a timing that has already been written, not guessed, not random, written, precise, perfect. There are things being arranged behind the scenes that you have no idea about. There are circumstances still unfolding. There are conversations that have not happened yet. There are changes still taking place in your life and in the life of the other person. And if everything came together too soon, it would not last. If something arrives before its time, it breaks under pressure. If something is delayed beyond its time, it loses its purpose. So Allah places the feeling in your heart at the right moment, but He releases the reality at the right time, and these two are not always the same. This is where patience becomes difficult, because you feel ready now. You feel connected now. You feel like everything inside you is aligned, but the external world has not caught up yet. And that gap between what you feel and what you see is a test of your trust, a test of your patience, a test of whether you will rush the process or respect the timing. Because rushing what Allah has delayed does not bring it closer. It disturbs it. It complicates it. It can even damage what was meant to be good for you. But trusting Allah's timing protects what is written for you. It allows things to unfold in the right way, with the right conditions, with the right clarity. So when you feel something deeply, don't assume it means everything must happen immediately. Sometimes, the feeling is just the beginning a signal that something has been written, but the full reality of it is still on its way. And this is where your mindset must change. Instead of asking, why hasn't it happened yet? Ask yourself, what is Allah perfecting before it happens? Because there is always something being prepared, something being aligned, something being protected. Even the delays are not empty. They are filled with purpose. And one day, when everything comes together, when the timing makes sense, when what you felt finally becomes real, you will look back at this moment and you will understand that nothing was random, nothing was late, nothing was missing. Everything was unfolding exactly as it was written. And what you feel right now is not confusion. It is not imagination. It is part of a timing that Allah has already decided. So instead of fighting the delay, learn to trust the design, because divine timing is never early, never late, and never wrong. Not every feeling is meant to be followed. Some are meant to be controlled. There is something very important you need to understand. Just because you feel something does not mean you are meant to act on it. This is one of the biggest tests of the heart, because feelings can be strong. They can feel real. They can feel urgent. They can feel like they need a response right now. And in those moments, it becomes very easy to believe that following the feeling is the right thing to do. But Islam teaches something deeper than just feeling. It teaches control. It teaches awareness. It teaches discipline over the heart. Because not every feeling is guidance. Some feelings are tests. So tests to see if you will stay within your boundaries or allow your emotions to take control of you. Tests to see if you will choose what is right or what feels good in the moment. And this is where many people lose their balance. They feel something and they rush. They chase. They speak. They act. They cross lines they were not meant to cross. And later, they find themselves in confusion, regret, and emotional pain. Not because the feeling was wrong, but because the way they handled it was wrong. Because a feeling is not a command. It is not an instruction. It is something you are meant to understand, not blindly follow. And this is why control is so powerful. Because when you control your feelings, you protect yourself, you protect your dignity, you protect your relationship with Allah, you protect what could potentially be something good from being damaged by impatience. Think about this carefully. If something is truly written for you, you will not need to force it. You will not need to chase it in a way that makes you lose yourself. You will not need to step outside what is halal to reach it. Allah does not give you something beautiful through a path that takes you away from Him. He does not write something for you and then make you disobey Him to get it. What is from Allah comes with clarity. It comes with respect. It comes in a way that protects your heart, not breaks it. So when you feel something, pause. Do not react immediately. Do not let the feeling control your actions. Sit with it, understand it, and most importantly, bring it back to Allah. Ask yourself, does this bring me closer to Allah or pull me away? Does this protect my values or make me compromise them? Does this feel calm and guided or rushed and uncontrolled? Because these questions will protect you. They will keep you grounded. They will stop you from turning something potentially good into something harmful. And this is where real strength lies, not in feeling deeply, but in controlling what you do with those feelings. Because anyone can feel, but not everyone can can control. And the one who learns to control their heart is the one who remains safe. Safe from regret, safe from confusion, safe from losing themselves in something that was never meant to be rushed. So understand this clearly. You are allowed to feel. You are allowed to experience what is inside your heart. But you are not allowed to let those feelings lead you blindly. You lead them with patience, with awareness, with faith. Because sometimes the purpose of the feeling is not to be followed. It is to test you, to see if you can rise above it. And when you pass that test, you don't lose anything. You gain something far greater: clarity, strength, and the protection of Allah in your path. And that is worth more than any feeling. If it is truly written for you, it will reach you without force or fear. At the end of all the questions, all the emotions, all the moments of confusion, there is one truth that brings real peace to the heart. What is written for you will never miss you. Not because you chased it perfectly, not because you said the right words at the right time, not because you held on tightly enough, but because Allah already wrote it for you. And when Allah writes something for you, no distance can block it. No delay can cancel it. No misunderstanding can erase it. It will find its way. In a way you could never fully plan. In a way you could never fully control. This is where your heart needs to let go of fear. Because fear comes when you think everything depends on you. That if you don't act now, you might lose it. That if you don't hold on tightly, it might disappear. That if you don't control the situation, it might slip away. But what is truly yours does not depend on your fear. It does not require you to lose your peace to keep it. It does not demand that you become anxious, desperate, or restless. Because what is written for you comes with ease. Not always instantly, not always without tests, but without force. Without you having to break yourself to reach it. Without you having to step outside your values to hold on to it. And this is something very powerful to understand, because many people think if something feels uncertain, they must push harder. They must try more. They must chase until it becomes real. But sometimes, chasing what is already written for you only creates unnecessary pain, because Allah does not need your force to deliver what He has already decided. He only asks for your trust, your patience, your surrender. So instead of holding tightly, learn to release the pressure. Instead of trying to control every outcome, learn to trust the one who controls everything. Because when something is truly meant for you, it does not come with constant fear. It does not make you feel like you are about to lose it every second. It does not leave you in a state of anxiety and emotional exhaustion. Instead, there is a quiet certainty. Even if you don't see it yet, even if it hasn't fully arrived, there is a deep feeling inside you that says, if this is mine, it will come. And that feeling is not weakness. It is tawakkul. It is trust in Allah's writing. It is the understanding that your life is not built on chance, but on divine decree. And when you reach that level of trust, something changes inside you. You stop chasing in fear. You stop overthinking every detail. You stop trying to control what was never yours to control. Instead, you become calm. You become steady. You become someone who waits with dignity and trusts with strength, because you know something others forget, that what Allah has written for you is already yours. It is not something you need to fight for in panic. It is something that will reach you at the right time, in the right way, with the right peace. So let go of the fear, let go of the need to force, and hold on to something greater. Trust. Because in the end, you will not receive what you chased the hardest. You will receive what Allah wrote for you. And when it reaches you, you will understand why it had to come this way, without force, without fear, exactly as it was meant to be. So if you've been feeling something lately, something you can't fully explain, something that keeps returning to your heart, don't rush to label it, don't rush to act on it, and don't let it turn into fear. Just slow down and sit with it. Because not everything you feel is meant to confuse you. Some feelings are placed in your heart to guide you quietly, not toward a person alone, but toward a path, a change, a version of yourself you haven't reached yet. And maybe this is not about chasing someone. Maybe this is about learning to trust Allah in a way you never have before. To trust His timing, His plan, His way of writing your story. Because the truth is, what is written for you does not need your anxiety to arrive. It needs your trust, your patience, your connection with Allah. So instead of overthinking every detail, focus on becoming the person who is ready for what Allah has written. Strengthen your heart, protect your peace, stay within what is right, and leave the rest to the one who controls everything. Because when the time is right, you won't have to chase it. You won't have to force it. You won't have to lose yourself to reach it. It will come to you, clearly, peacefully, and in a way that makes everything make sense. And in that moment, you will realize something beautiful, that what you felt was never random. It was the beginning of a story. Allah was already writing for you. So trust the feeling, but trust Allah more, because He knows where this is leading, even when you don't. And when you walk with that trust, you don't just find what is written for you. You find peace along the way. If this message touched your heart, take a quiet moment and reflect on it. And if you want more reminders like this that bring you back to peace, back to clarity, back to Allah, then stay connected with this space. This is Deenpedia, where hearts are reminded gently and souls are guided back, one message at a time. If it feels right to you, stay with us, because sometimes one reminder can change the direction of your entire life.